It's Roberto Bird.
We should have like the old
Roberto Laberto. Birdo.
Oh, Beto.
Beto.
That asshole.
That guy's a jerk.
He's a fucking idiot. Trump ripped into him the other day at a rally, making fun of him.
You got to see the interview with Matt Kitty and Rand Paul. Rand Paul wrote a book about socialism, him and his wife.
Yeah.
Like how stupid it is. It's really, really good. Remember we were talking about like with that guy at the eyeball. He was saying like Hitler, like somehow when they did history, they put Stalin over here, they put Hitler over here, even though they're both the same thing. You know, like with the you know, you end up killing people sooner or later. Somehow they leave that out. Because that's an inconvenient truth. Hitler's a socialist, Stalin's a socialist. Then he goes into the whole thing about eugenics, and he said not every socialist was eugenics, but everyone into eugenics was a socialist. He talks about how it changed, like the turn of the century. It's really, really good.
No, I mean, what's interesting too is how you had progressive Republicans, guys like Teddy Roosevelt that were like into that. You know, people don't realize too. The worst incident in this country of lynchings, because people always think black people got lynched. Okay, the worst case of lynching was Italians in New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they lynched like a dozen of them or something in one shot. You know what Roosevelt said? It's just a few Dagos.
That's fucked
up.
And then they lynched that German guy in Ohio during World War I. Yeah, it's more white people lynched than anybody else.
Whatever.
All right.
Are we on?
We're on right now. We're on Facebook. We're talking about lynching.
We're talking about lynchings. Oh shit. Hello, people. We're in the hidden bunker below the surface of New York City.
This is not the Robin Bird Show.
No.
Hello, it's Channel J.
So hello, everybody. Welcome. And welcome to the Rockshow. We just finished watching the Damn, Rancid,
and
Misfits.
And
Holy
Madison
shit.
Square Garden.
MSG was live in living color.
I never thought in my life, I've been a Misfits fan since I'm 12 years old, would see this band in Madison Square Garden. Never thought it would happen, right? I mean,
it happened.
You know. Now, George, did you ever see the original band? Because you got a couple of years on us. Did you ever see the original band?
No, I was going to go see him at Great Gildersleeve's, and I think I was punished or something, and I couldn't go like 15 or 16 or something.
I
probably shouldn't have been in there anyway, but back then the drinking age was 18.
18,
so
yeah.
It was like you could sneak in.
I did see Sam Hain. Okay,
I saw Sam Hain.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. And I saw Danzig solo once. And I've seen the different incarnations of the Misfits over the years, but not with
Erie
Danzig.
Vaughn.
Erie Vaughn, right.
Did you see him it was at Irving Plaza, right? That was at the same show.
Yeah. That was the first album.
Mm-hmm.
Great shit.
So, this is the 35th episode of the Rock Show.
Right.
And today we're going to talk about the history of the Misfits.
Right.
And Rip Taylor.
And Rip Taylor. Yeah.
But let's talk about the concert today. I wrote down my reviews.
Okay.
The Damn, very good.
The Damn, fantastic.
Rancid sucked.
Rancid sucked balls.
And Misfits were excellent.
Misfits were fantastic. The Damn sounded good. They really just, the sound coming out was fantastic. I mean, they've been playing for over 40 years.
43.
Yeah, right. And you know, Captain Sensible's funny. You know, and they just know how to do a show. It was a short set, so they really played like their best stuff.
It was really good.
Smash It Up was great.
Oh yeah.
They should have.
They started off with Love Song, which is one of my favorites from them.
That's what I don't understand. Why didn't they start off with them?
Because Rancid, believe it or not, has sold more albums than the Damn.
I know.
You hate to say it,
that's what happens when you're like
true.
one of the first punk rock bands.
Well, the Damn kicked off the UK punk scene.
Yes.
They were the first band to ever be signed. Before the Pistols or anybody else. and they were also the first band to come over from England and play CBGB's. First time. So they're historical. Great. I've seen them a few times. They're always good.
They influence the West Coast punk a lot.
More than the East. Well, the Misfits themselves were very influenced by the Damned. I think the whole kind of like horror vibe thing. I think they influenced each other pretty much with that. I would say.
You know what I got to thank on?
Yeah.
Budweiser for the nice
yeah.
seats.
The seats
we
were
were
great.
in the Budweiser lounge.
On the Chase Bridge.
Yes, section 307. It's a great place to watch the show. You will get to see hear all the acoustic and everything.
The food was good. Beers.
All the beers were on the house.
Budweiser products, yep.
They had it, Bud Light, Ultra,
Stellas. I was drinking Stellas.
And if you want, you can also order a bottle there if you want.
No IPAs?
No IPA.
No. The only IPA they have is Goose Island.
Oh, Goose Island's good.
Yeah.
Goose Island is Budweiser?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They're Budweiser?
I didn't know that.
They bought the pumpkin, yeah.
Wow. So they do all the beer then at the garden then?
Yeah.
Because Goose Island was in where I was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good
Everybody
beer.
know who this guy is? George Figueroa? Okay? I don't know. We introduce him?
No, not
I
yet.
have no words.
All right.
But George been here before. He also went to the show.
Yep. And,
I can drink beer and rub my head at the same time.
What do you think of the show?
I have seen The Damned probably 8 times, and they're always great. And they were great this show. The Misfits, this was a better show than Prudential. Danzig's voice was better. They were tighter. They definitely sounded more professional. The Garden sound, like they played great. The sound was a little muddy.
Yeah,
But I don't know what's with that. Like, you know...
The Damned didn't sound muddy, though, I thought.
Yes, the Damned said, for some reason the Misfits sounded a little kind of like...
I thought the sound got...
sound check, and I thought it was too
The
low.
sound got better, I thought, as the show went on, or whatever they were doing. I don't know.
I mean, Rancid sounded bad, but they just... You know,
They just
I'm not
are
a
bad.
Rancid fan,
They
so
just
I'm
are
not going to
bad.
say anything.
You know, the thing with
To me, that's
Rancid...
not punk rock.
The thing with Rancid is this, like...
It's like Green
I
Day.
haven't
That's
listened...
what I'm thinking, Green Day.
I haven't listened... Green Day I hate more than Rancid.
But I think Green Day and Rancid are the same fucking...
Kind of same shit.
Same shit.
Yeah, but... You know, I haven't listened to Rancid in quite a while.
Just an opinion. Don't freak out.
And I realized why I hate them. They actually suck. They really it's just like the best songs from Rancid are the songs that sound like The Clash.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's pale in
You know,
comparison.
so I mean, it's kind of like saying much, really.
Well, you can't insult the Clash like that.
No, it will sound like The Clash. Yeah.
So, well, we discussed it today, Mike.
We're going to talk about the history of the Misfits a little bit, and we'll talk more about the show afterwards. The Misfits are just a legendary punk band. There's quite a few little mysteries maybe I'll get into with this band. There's a lot of like misinformation, and people think different things.
They said the original 3 was Danzig, right?
Jerry only,
and this guy Martinez.
Right. Well, Martinez was the original drummer. Now, the band formed in 1977 in Lodi, New Jersey. Danzig had been involved with some other bands previously with very little success. He was always into movies, specifically horror movies and B-movies and stuff. But he named the band after Marilyn Monroe's last film, The Misfits, from 1961. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think it's just like, misfit. It's like misfit people, but it's not that.
Was that movie ever put out?
Yes.
It was.
It's
was
a good
finished.
film.
I thought they had a lot of problems with it.
No, they put it out.
Because Clark Gable was in that.
Right. Drummer Manny Martinez was a friend of Danzig's. And the two of them were walking down the street one day, and Martinez sees a bass guitar in the back of
out a knife.
This is going to be a lumped up episode. I see it coming already. Martinez sees a bass guitar in the back of a car, and it was a neighbor that they knew, a guy named Jerry Caiafa.
Yeah.
They asked Caiafa to join their band. He really had just started playing the bass.
He really
did. He was playing it for a month or two. He really didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't have a guitarist. That was the beginning. What they were using was an electric piano, that Danzig would play and sing.
Really?
And they had a bass player.
That's like
and a
those
drummer.
demos where you play the piano. It's like a Wurlitzer.
Cough Cool was the first single. Yeah, they put out that single called Cough Cool.
Oh yeah, Cough Cool.
And he's still a better piano player than fucking Billy Joel.
Oh, absolutely, hands down, both hands tied behind his back.
Well, fuck Billy Joel.
Don't ever bring Billy Joel up in the context of the Misfits. I'll kill you.
But that was an insult.
Yeah, but just it's wrong to even do that, man.
You know what I love in the show with the guy from the Rants and say that I've been here before, but it wasn't for a show. It was for Jimmy Superfly Snuck.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
He
mentioned
wrestling was wrestling and men were men.
Yes.
For feelings count.
When 1977, right? They put out their first single, Cough Cool, and it was on their own label called Blank Records. Jerry Kayoffa's name was misspelled on the label.
Oh yeah.
So from then on, he just wanted to be known as Jerry, only Jerry. Jerry only. Get it?
Jerry
That's
only,
how it got to be. Yeah. He said, just call me Jerry. But it was just Jerry only.
That name took a persona of itself. Like he'd say, all right, because the
Jerry only.
guy say Jerry, then it's a only Jerry.
Yep.
His name is Kayoffa.
Greek.
He's Greek.
Yeah, my dentist's name is Kayoffa.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if he's related to him. But
I mean, he comes from
Imagine Jerry only was your dentist.
Imagine that, man.
He'd hit you with a bass guitar.
No, he doesn't come from behind me, okay? Just because he's Greek.
Oh, God.
I heard that.
Oh, God.
That's a good card.
We're in trouble now.
Where's your,
Big
how
jokes.
come I can see both your hands? Oh, shit. Oh, my God. They started playing CBGBs a lot. This was in 1977. And in August of that year, they got the guitarist Frank Licata, and he changed his name to Franche Coma. Okay, he was their first guitar player. They went in a more punk rock direction at this point. They got rid of the electric piano. Martinez would soon leave on drums, and he would be replaced by Jim Catania, also known as Mr. Jim, and he was playing drums. Mercury Records were courting them. What they did is they bought the name to Blank Records in exchange for 30 hours of studio time.
Which I thought that was...
Who got the best part of the deal on that one?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well,
want to buy Manhattan Island?
Yes, it seems like they got. Yeah, it seems like they got a little beat, but they did use the 30 hours. So they recorded in January 1978, 17 songs. Okay, now these are songs that were mixed for the Static Age album. Okay?
Yeah, the Static Age album.
14 out of those 17, but they couldn't find anybody that would be willing to release it. Even Mercury didn't want to put it out. Okay, so that's my phone. June in 1978, they released 4 songs on the Bullet single on their own label that they started again called Plan 9 Records, named after Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah.
Static Age was never released until the 1997 box set.
Yeah.
Okay, that came out. And after the recording sessions, the band changed the theme of basically where they were going to go with writing songs. Everything became like horror and sci-fi related.
Because you started watching a lot more B movies. You got a lot of time.
U68, I think used to have them, right?
Yeah, U68 probably. Was U68 out of Jersey?
It
might have been.
Floyd show?
Yes, that's
the first time I saw the Misfits. It was Halloween 1980.
First time I saw the Ramones was on Uncle Floyd.
Yeah, the Ramones were on there. That was a great show. They did a lot.
It was. There was a lot of funny shit on that show.
Thor was on there.
Yes.
Keeping the dogs away.
Right. That's true. They had like a superhero guy in tights. Remember, like running around, he messed with everybody. Okay, so they're going in more of like a horror punk direction, and Glenn Danzig and Jerry only started wearing the Devil Lock haircut that they were famous for. That's when they started doing that.
Was it a Devil Lock back then, or was it just?
No, they called it a Devil Lock. No, they called it a Devil Lock. In October of '78, Coma and shortly Mr. Jim would quit the band over constant touring that they were doing, and they really didn't like this new horror direction too much. And they left in the middle of a Canadian tour. 2 months later, I know. Well,
It's America life.
I know. It's the 51st state.
No, I have Canadian friends. I'm only kidding. They know.
You know what's funny? Some mayor. Did you send him that letter? That mayor.
No, I didn't send that to him.
Wait till you read this shit.
Yeah, there was a mayor
from Canada.
From Canada, he just
shit on everybody.
No, he said. Oh, he was talking about some people wanted to change the diet on the school and take off pork, and say you came to our country to live here. There's 57 other countries you can go to that don't eat pork, but the way he wrote the letter was brilliant.
It was the language.
I still love pork.
And he was.
I
feel bad killing pigs, but you know.
No, but this guy was a Muslim, and he wanted to stop. He said, "Why are you changing the whole diet just for a few people?" So the guy just wrote this letter, but you know he was pissed off, and it's one of the greatest letters ever wrote.
Didn't they turn all the toilets around in England?
In England, they did that. Yeah, they did.
That's fucking retarded, man.
All right.
Fuck you.
Let's get back to the.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We have all these shows that are just kind of mixing together now. We just talk the same shit on every show.
You fly on all walls. Scary.
All right. Now, 2 months later, they would be replaced, Mr. Jim in coma, by Joey Poole on drums, and he changed his name to Joey Image, and guitarist Bobby Caulfield, also known as Bobby Steele, would take over the guitar. This would be probably their best lineup as far as I'm concerned. This was like the real Misfits, the best material, everything that they had, but that's just my opinion. December of '78, they started with this new lineup. They put out the Horror Business EP in June of '79. And then that skeletal figure, the Crimson Ghost, became their official logo around that time. One thing you got to hand to the Misfits that I always loved about them is they were total DIY. Okay? Total DIY. They had the Fiend Club, which was their fan club, that Danzig and only ran. They would answer fan letters. They would give out special things to members, stickers, patches. I still got my patches on my jacket.
But you know what? That's the version. That was their version of the Kiss Army for them.
Kind of like a punk rock version of the Kiss Army.
I have the original Bullet shirt, medium.
Do you really?
And it's
you were medium.
Yeah, well, I was skinny back then, and I got the Misfits Fiend Club button, and I used to wear it on my MC, and everyone wanted to buy that off me, and I still got it.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
I think like they were doing that shit in the basement.
They would put out flyers. You would get them in the mail, notifying shows. They would have catalogs of stuff that they would sell.
I have a Fiend Club license plate frame on my PT Cruiser.
Oh
wow! Holy shit,
dick!
You're a big, what a homo! What a homo!
Paul Lynn, now that's gay. Wasn't that great back then? Like people were gay, but they were on like talk shows and nobody cared.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, well, yeah, I think he is.
Rip Taylor.
Rip Taylor.
Rip
Taylor!
He would throw fucking confetti around in your face.
Yeah.
And everybody knew he was gay, but nobody cared.
Liberace was another one.
Yeah. All right, so June of 1979, the Damned opened. They opened up for the Damned here in the city. And it was at this point that they had discussed with the band, specifically Dave Vaney and the singer, about going on tour with them in the UK. Now, in November of '79, they released the Night of the Living Dead single. And it was right after that they flew to the UK to go on tour with the Damned. But there was kind of like a misunderstanding. They ended up doing 2 shows only with the Damned because Dave Vaney, I think, didn't take totally seriously the offer that he made to take them on tour. So when they got there, they really couldn't go on tour with them in the UK. It just was going to be for 2 shows.
Yeah.
At that point, Joey Image quit the band, and Jerry Only was actually staying with Sid Vicious's mother. He had become friends with her around the time when Sid Vicious died. He was friends with Sid Vicious. He was actually at the apartment on Bank Street when he was at the party where Vicious OD'd and died. And Jerry Only was there. And he befriended Sid Vicious's mom, so he kind of stayed with her. And so basically it was like Bobby Steele and Danzig. I don't know. It occurred to me that could be possible, but I don't know.
Sid Vicious's mom, come here.
She was a little freaky, I heard.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sid Vicious's mother. Yeah. Well, she supposedly is the one that gave him the fucking final dose.
Wow.
She admitted that on her deathbed.
So he don't go to
Really?
jail.
A couple of years ago, yeah. All right, so it was at this point in London. See, the band Image had left, so it was Bobby Steele, Jerry Only, and Danzig were hanging out, and they ended up getting arrested one night, and that's how they got the song "London Dungeon." That's my favorite Misfits song. Yeah.
Great 45.
Great 45, yep. I mean, just tonight when they played it, I was just like, I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Yeah.
At Madison Square Garden.
At Madison Square Garden.
And people,
Oh,
like 20,000 people singing it too.
Yep. I mean, who would think that you'd see, like, Mommy, Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight? at Madison Square Garden.
I guess it was 80 or 81 in Richmond High School. I had the Bullet shirt, and I got called down to the dean, and they said, don't wear that to school again.
Yeah, because it's Kennedy's head blasted out.
Yeah, that's the best part.
That's the best part.
Fuck the Kennedys. You're a bunch of criminals.
I love that they
still are.
Yeah.
I love that they showed the video of
the Zapruder film and everything. They were showing that behind it.
It was brutal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the graphics were really good.
Yeah.
Now, upon return from England, they would release the Beware EP in January of 1980, and this is when they got new drummer Arthur Googie. His name was really Arthur McGookin. They call him Arthur Googie. All right. Now, Jerry's younger brother, Jerry Only's younger brother, his name was Paul, and he was learning how to play guitar. And Danzig and Jerry Only were teaching him, and he was a fan of the band. He changed his name to Doyle, and the band started recording an album for Plan 9 record label in April of '80, and it was during these recordings that things would kind of go bad. Doyle was, I think, unbeknownst to Bobby Steele, Doyle was recording his own guitar parts for the album. Okay, separate from the band, and Jerry Only was basically trying to convince Glenn to throw Bobby out of the band. That he felt Doyle was a better fit. Okay, now I've heard all kinds of stories with this. I'm not going to get into the he said she said shit, but I still think it's an underhanded thing. I mean, they did it behind his back.
Yeah.
But at the time, yes. At the time, Doyle was only 16 years old. Okay, so, I don't know. I mean, I never understood having a kid in the band, but I guess Jerry, Doyle being his brother, felt he could control him, whatever the situation.
Yeah.
And it was at this point that they threw Bobby Steele out, okay, during the recording sessions, and they put Doyle in. Now, Steele started the Undead immediately. He had things going on. He had no problem starting the Undead, which he still has today, and they still play constantly.
Yep.
I've seen them many times. Doyle would debut live with the Misfits at Irving Plaza on Halloween of that year. The Misfits always did a Halloween show in October, just like we had tonight.
Yep.
Okay, that was a tradition. And in April '81, they would release the 3 Hits from Hell EP, and it was out of the earlier sessions that they had with Bobby Steele, but they took out Bobby's parts and they put in Doyle's parts.
I would like to hear the original because it probably.
It is. It's called 12 Hits from Hell. Okay, you can get it. You can listen to it on YouTube. Yeah, it's different versions of London Dungeon, different versions of Where Eagles There. You can tell it's slightly different.
No, but the London Dungeon 45.
That's. I think that
Bobby Steele's playing on that.
I think he's playing on that. No, London Dungeon is not on 3 Hits from Hell, is it? 12 Hits from Hell, is it? I'm trying to remember.
No, it's on.
It was earlier than that. Earlier than that. No, these were songs that ended up on like Walk Among Us and things like Vampira. Okay, like with Bobby Steele on guitar. All right, but this is the problem with the Misfits is there was a lot of infighting and shit going on, and they just took his parts and put Doyle's parts over it and released it that way. This way, leaving Bobby out.
Yeah.
Not cool. Now, later on in '81, they would start working on the Walk Among Us album. Okay, it was supposed to come out on the Plan 9 label, but instead, they accepted an offer from Slash Records to put it out. And in October '81, they released 2 more tracks from prior recordings, and that became the Halloween single.
Yep.
Okay. November 20th of '81, they recorded a live performance in San Francisco, and it was there that they got to be friends with Black Flag, the hardcore band Black Flag, and that would be a friendship that would continue until the end of the band.
Yep.
Henry Rollins was very tight with Jerry Only and Glenn.
I know there's a bootleg of him singing.
Yes.
The all 138. I think
Yes.
it's at Whiskey.
I think it was at the show in San Francisco.
Oh.
Yeah, they that actually became Evil Live. That album. But I'll get into that in a minute. Tecati. Love it. Walk Among Us will be released in March of 1982 on Slash Records, and it would really be the only full-length album that would come out during the original incarnation of the band. They just had some singles, some EPs. This was the first full album. They ended up going on a national tour. Now, it was during this tour that a lot of the infighting really just kind of spilled over and went crazy. Danzig and Googie, the drummer, got into a fight in McDonald's, and he threw him out of the band. Danzig threw him out. They ended up
fries.
Yeah, who knows what it was over?
Over a McRib.
Yeah, over a McRib.
Yeah, the last McRib on the fucking I want that shit.
Hey, it's mine.
Now
That's
also,
it. You're out of the band.
I told you to get onion rings. Okay. You're out.
I can see that in White Castle, but not Burger King.
Yeah.
Or
I don't like Burger King fries. Do you?
No.
They used to be good. They didn't turn into that crap.
White Castle's the best.
White Castle's
White
the
Castle
best.
fries,
White
and they got
Castle,
the better fights in there.
And even their Impossible burgers are better than the Burger King Impossible burgers.
That's damn.
Fucking burger.
All the things you learned from the Rockshow.
Yep. About fast food. Okay, so when they went on this tour, this national tour, that was in July of '82, and it was right after Doyle graduated from high school. Okay, so he's now 18. In September of '82, they were on that national tour with the band Necros. It was
The
a band,
Necros?
The Necros, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember them?
They were a good band.
Yeah, and they played with them a lot. Now, it was during this part of the tour they got arrested in New Orleans.
New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Why?
In New Orleans. They were looking.
They fucked up the gumbo?
They were looking for Marie Laveau's grave. Marie Laveau is the queen of voodoo that died like in the 1800s in New Orleans.
Ah.
And her grave is actually in St. Louis Cemetery. And I don't know where they went, but they were looking for it. And in the process, they were accused of grave robbing because they stole some shit that...
Because the name of the band's the Necros?
Well, it wasn't the Necros, it was the Misfits that got arrested.
Oh.
It was the Misfits. Calm down. Stay with it.
And then gross.
The Necros. Necrophiliacs.
Necrophilia. That's what it's
Now,
needs.
they had enough money to bail themselves out, but they didn't stick around. They just jumped bail, and they went to Florida to catch their next gig. In November of '81, that San Francisco show from earlier would come out as Evil Live, and that would be released only to Fiend Club members.
Ooh.
Okay, you couldn't get it. 7 tracks were included with that. Now, at this point, Danzig was growing unhappy with the band. He had confided in Henry Rollins that he was thinking about leaving the band. It would take a little time, but in July of '83, the Misfits released Earth AD / Wolf's Blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to talk about this album for a minute. Tell me, George, what you think. I always, people kind of put that album down.
I think it's fucking awesome.
I think it's genius. It's different than their other stuff. It's not melodic.
Well, that album's more hardcore.
It's hardcore. It's
heavy metal.
thrash.
Heavy metal. It's
hardcore and
hardcore
thrash.
Yeah,
I think it's the first.
They
invented
partially
thrash.
invented that
Yes,
genre with that album.
that's what I was going to say.
They were ahead of the curve.
They were about 3 or 4 years ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danzig, and he wasn't doing like the Cookie Monster voice. Danzig could sing, so it was just like even when they did Green Death tonight, the way they just go, And he said, "Wah!" It's like fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't do it right.
No, well, yeah. You don't sing too good.
I used to listen to that album over and over and over again.
Green
I
album.
remember I got so sunburned at Rockaway Beach, I couldn't fucking go to school, and my skin was peeling off, and I was playing that album over and over and over
Non-stop.
again.
Well, the whole album's about 16 minutes long. All right, it's actually about 16 minutes long, so it's great for people like me that don't have an attention span. You know, I have no attention span, which is why I like the Ramones and the Misfits and songs that are 59 seconds long.
If you can't do it
Because I
2
can't-
minutes, don't bother.
Yeah, please. Anything else, you're playing jazz, okay? Please. All right? Okay. When they released that album, it kind of I think it brought a lot of fans to them that maybe wouldn't have been fans. Okay, it was like this new hardcore sound mixed with heavy metal. They had gotten a drummer named Robo. Okay, from
By the way,
Black Flag.
that album influenced Metallica,
Oh,
Slayer,
absolutely.
and all those other people
Absolutely.
which created thrash. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
So
that's
Robo,
okay.
great drummer.
Robo was with them at that point, but he would leave right after Earth AD came out. In October of 29th of 1983, it would all come crashing down in Detroit.
It's always Detroit.
It's always Detroit.
Home of the beat
Something
man.
always happens in Detroit. The band Necros they were playing with again. They
Didn't find a body.
they had used excuse me, they weren't playing with Necros. Who they had on drums was the Necros former drummer, okay, named Brian Damage. And they thought he was going to be a
Brian
good
Dennehy?
Brian Dennehy, yes, Brian Damage. They thought he was going to be a good fit for the band, but it turned out at this gig he was so drunk he couldn't even play. Okay, so the Todd guy's name was Todd. What was his name? Todd Swalla. Okay, from the Necros.
Yeah.
Actually finished the gig. Danzig, in the middle of that show or at the end of the show, makes an announcement that this is it. This is the last Misfits show you're ever going to see. So they went back to Lodi, New Jersey, and went their separate ways. That was 1983. Now, that's when I was actually really starting to get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they broke up, and I went, "Oh, I'm never going to see these guys until tonight."
Until tonight.
Okay.
And then after that, Die Die My Darling came out, right? That was after they broke up, or
No, that was already
that
out.
EP?
I
It was already out.
I think it was already out. Yeah.
Because that's a great EP too.
It is. 1983 to 1995. There's a 12-year period where they were non-existent. Okay, so, Danzig went on to make Sam Hain, that band, and he made a solo album, a couple of solo albums in that time. And he was good. I saw him at Irving Plaza. You went to that show, right? It was like 88, 89.
Yeah, that was many years. He just sang
Yeah.
by himself. It was
Did he
weird.
do Misfits songs that night? I think he did.
We did like an acapella.
No, he was the evil Elvis, you know. I'm trying to remember if he did Misfits songs. I can't remember. I was too lumped
I
up.
think he might have covered like one or two songs.
Yeah, I think
Not too
he
many, but-
did one or two or something at the end. It was during this point in the early '80s that Metallica would come along. You just mentioned. All right, now they would cover "Last Caress" and "Green Hell" on the Garage Days Revisited album.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a good
and I
album.
think that the fact that Metallica covered those songs, wore Misfit shirts on stage, gave
And Guns N' Roses.
Well, Guns N'
Bass
Roses.
player, Duff.
Duff was a punk in Guns N'
Right.
Roses. He was the punk guy, and he would wear Misfit shirts. They would
And they did a
actually
Misfit song.
they would cover "Attitude"
Yes.
on the song "Attitude" on the Spaghetti Incident album.
Oh yeah, I
They
remember
do
that.
they do a good version of it.
Was that a slight on Italians? Spaghetti.
Spaghetti Incident.
You offended at that being Italian?
No, I was not. Nothing. You can't offend me. Just look at me. I'm a walking offense. I can't. No one can offend me.
It's all about punk. If you're not offending somebody, you're not doing it right.
You gotta offend somebody.
Fuck you and your feelings.
I offend you all by not giving a fuck.
I offend you because I don't give a fuck.
Right.
And farting in a cab.
You did, you dirty fuck. I know you did.
You see, you rolled down the windows. We were all
Yeah.
squeezed in the back of the
We
cab.
were
Imagine
coming
there's
back,
three of us squeezed.
coming back here
We
from
couldn't
Madison Square
breathe.
Garden.
We were like, let us
We were
out,
like,
please.
10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound box. It was
These
just like
two guys, I was on the hump, so they squeezed me together. And
you
I
told me to
farted.
sit on your lap, you big homo.
Like that's never happened. Story, my God. It's not gay if you don't like it.
Let's get back to the Misfits for a minute, here, okay? Now, that period between 83 and 95, the band didn't exist, but there was material coming out. Danzig was mostly in charge of it. He wrote most of the songs and the music and everything. So what he was doing was he was putting out these compilations, almost like greatest hits stuff, and he was overdubbing the music with his own, instruments. So you didn't have to pay fucking Jerry Only or any of the others. So they all sued his ass.
Yeah.
Okay. This would be years of legal battles that would go on, and eventually Jerry Only would give up trying to get control of the music and
What did Sandy
change.
say to your wife, Mary?
Oh, right, Marie Laveau. That's right.
Marie
That's
Laveau.
right, baby. That's my wife, my voodoo wife. It's an inside joke between me and Sandy. That's an inside joke. Voodoo. Okay, like
Voodoo
I said,
magic.
Jerry Only would give up trying to get rights to music. Instead, he tried to get control of the Crimson Ghost logo and trademark that and control that, which I thought was a pretty smart move on his part, because that logo, the Crimson Ghost, I think people know that more than they know the band.
Yeah,
Like you could show that to somebody in, like, I don't know, Iraq or something, and they probably know it. Okay, it's on skateboards now. It's on fucking
it's already there.
sneakers, rubbers, condoms. I don't know. It's probably on all kinds of shit. But he's got control of that logo. Now, 1995 would start the Mikhail Graves era. Okay, and I got to see them on this lineup. Doyle and Jerry were and they had a guy named Dr. Chud on drums. Okay, Danzig was asked to join, but he refused, so they were looking for a singer. And they would get Mikhail Graves, okay. Dave Vanian actually was considered from the Damned to join, but
Really?
he refused. Yeah, he refused. And Doyle, this is when Doyle actually extended his name a little bit further, and he changed it to Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein, which he still uses today, and Danzig introduced him on stage with that
So
name.
you can be Jay Malmsteen, so you don't get it mixed up with anybody else.
I don't think you could mix him and Doyle, okay? 1996, the Misfits box set would come out, the Coffin box set.
Yeah,
And the
I
action
remember
figures.
that.
And the action figures, and this was when you were starting to see the Misfits get involved in wrestling. So I'll let you talk about that, because you're a big wrestling guy. You remember that, right?
When they came in and they were just like a band, and they played a few of the shows and stuff. And
Yeah.
there was nothing too crazy.
Didn't Jerry Only wrestle somebody?
I think he did wrestle somebody, but it was like a very brief, like he
quick
walked
thing.
in and like smacked the guy.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like Jerry Lawler did and stuff like that. They did like, and then you know who copied that years later? The Insane Clown Posse
Insane
copied
Clown
it.
Posse, yeah.
But one of them got thrown off a fucking bus and almost died. And his career was over
It was
by
over
then.
after that.
That's
But
what
the
you get for
Misfits
being a
did get
clown.
involved, but they did play a lot of music for some of the wrestlers, like the entrance music, just like Motorhead
Right.
and all this. So that's what they were doing at the time. But it was a very short lived. But he was like, he came in and the guy said something, dancing, just smacked him.
Smacked him.
And that pretty
Yeah.
much was it for his wrestling
You
career.
think that's fake? Open hand
Yeah.
slap! Whack!
And it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck are these guys? These fucking clowns. I thought it was like a real tag team or something when I first saw these guys in makeup come in and stuff. It was funny, man.
Yeah.
The Undertaker remix.
Now,
The Undertaker recheck, yeah.
when they came out with the Coffin box set, I was ecstatic, because it was the first time you could get the Static Age album and all this material in one place, and on CD. Okay,
Yeah.
and what was great about that set too was the book. One thing about the Misfits, especially when you were listening to them on like crappy cassette tapes, like I was for years, because you could never find, if you had one friend that had Die Die My Darling EP, you would record it for somebody and make 20 copies of the cassette. So I always had like shitty copies of everything, and you couldn't understand what the hell Glenn was ever saying. Glenn's the lyrics for the Misfits were very hard to understand.
Yeah.
Okay, but when they came out with the box set, they actually had lyrics in the box set. I was like, wow, okay, that's what he's saying. All right.
I had an epiphany when he did Horror Business. I think he pre-saw the whole thing of transgenders going into the bathroom.
Don't go in the
You
bathroom.
don't go in the bathroom with me. My mirror is all black for you.
Yeah.
I think he pre-saw that.
Wow.
They should have had like transgender people. They should have been
is
showing...
is Glenn Danzig a prophet?
I think he is.
You know what was the funny thing about that show when you saw them come out there?
Yeah.
And you look at the group, and the guys that got there, it's like this original was a trio, and then it became like a fucking 5-piece. This was 5 pieces today, right?
Well, they had backing.
Yeah.
AC Spade was playing
Yeah.
guitar to help. Look, Doyle's not the greatest guitar player. All right. I mean, everybody knows that. So like,
But he looks good.
he just looks great because he's all buff and with the fucking devil. I mean, you gotta have him.
Yeah.
There, okay. And he's adequate enough. But if you want to throw in some leads and things like that, he can't do it. So, you would think after 40 years he probably could, but he can't. So they got that backing guitar player.
That the fucking Misfits opened up for the Dam. And
Right.
40 years later,
Damned opening for them.
At Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I mean, these things happen. You remember the story with Kiss and Blue Oyster Cult?
Oh, yeah.
When they opened for Blue Oyster Cult one year at Nassau Coliseum, I think it was, and a year to the day, going forward, the next year, Blue Oyster Cult was opening for Kiss.
That's fucking crazy.
So, things like that happen in music.
Because Blue Oyster Cult wrote the song ME262.
I that's one band I just never could get into that much. You like Blue Oyster Cult?
Well, I like the song Godzilla.
Yeah. That's a good song. Yeah. I guess Don't Fear the Reaper. I guess I like that. I don't know.
Godzilla.
Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah.
Is there a new Godzilla movie?
It's great.
Yeah. Do they have the song from Blue Oyster Cult?
No. It's never
Is
made.
that the one where Christopher Walken, more cowbell,
Oh, Cowbell. Yeah, that's the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's true. I actually saw Blue Oyster Cult, and what was it? I can't remember saying he would hit a cowbell.
Yeah.
The whole song.
Right.
Eric Bloom.
Eric Bloom.
I
Right.
done Go albums. I need more cowbell.
Will Ferrell, right? He's
I
in
got a
there.
fever.
And it's
man.
quoted for cowbell.
All right, and at
Really explored the space.
around the same time as the Coffin box set, this new lineup with Mikhail Graves on vocals would release the American Psycho LP.
Yeah.
Okay, and they did a video for that song, which is great. They come out of like coffins and they're all done up, and also by 1999 they would come out with a second album called Famous Monsters. I think that's a lot of Misfits fans don't like the Mikhail Graves era.
Yeah.
Because they could say, well, it's really not the Misfits. Well, okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it has to be Glenn Danzig for some people to be happy. But, what are you going to do? I mean, Jerry only had to continue. I guess they could have called it something else. I love the Famous Monsters album. I think it's the best out of those two that they did. In 2000 what would happen after that second album came out? They started a lot of touring, and it was during that tour that there was some problems in the band. Dr. Chud and Mikhail Graves would actually quit the band in October 25th of 1999.
You always have a problem keeping band members.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Jerry only or it was Glenn Danzig before. I don't know.
Carnivorous humanoid underground dweller.
Yeah, that's what that meant.
Yeah, sure.
You want to hear something funny? That there was a shirt that the WWF did, the original Mankind shirt. It looked like the Misfits, his mask looked like the Misfits thing. And they really put a cease and desist on the shirt, and they had to change the shirt.
Oh.
And they had to discontinue the shirt because it looked just like, pretty much, it was the Misfits logo with a little, with like a leather strap on the face.
With a ball gag.
With a ball
gag on it.
Fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
It it was something like that. They were like, that shirt did not last.
Gimp Misfits.
After Mikhail Graves left the band, Jerry only took reins of the whole thing. He would bring Des Cadena in from Black Flag to play guitar, and Marky Ramone joined on drums for a little while.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Marky Ramone.
yeah, briefly. Doyle would quit the band at this point. He didn't want the direction it was going. He didn't want Des Cadena in the band, and he ended up quitting. This was when they came out with the Project 1950 album, an album of covers. So it would be Jerry on bass and singing now, as well. And I like that album. It's they do like some interesting 50s and 60s covers, Elvis and the Monster Mash and like a bunch of other.
Well, I saw that lineup in the Misfits.
I did.
Actually, they were pretty good. Like Jerry only could sing the songs.
He can sing. He's
good.
got a little bit of a voice. He can definitely sing. Now that album was all covers. December of 2004, Doyle would join Danzig on stage. Okay, during some of his stuff, and he ended up doing Danzig would do like a 30-minute encore of like Misfit songs, and Doyle would come out on stage and do it. And this happened, I think, several times.
Did Jerry have a problem with that?
No, not really. I don't know. I mean, it's his brother. I guess he can do what he wants. This was all. It was a matter of time before they would start to get back together. It really was. In 2011, they came out with the Devil's Reign album. I saw them on this tour at BB King's. This was Des Cadena on guitar and Jerry was singing.
Can you believe that they played BB King and today they play MSG?
I was thinking about that. The last time I saw the Misfits was that BB King show.
And those shows are a small show, man.
I know. And now they're playing the
that when Vinny got hit in the eye? Or was that
that was Motorhead. You know, one thing too I want to mention. I was thinking about this tonight. Me and you have been to some of the fucking best concerts I have ever seen, including tonight. But we seen the Cramps together more than once.
Yeah, Warsaw.
Warsaw.
And
Irving
walked out
Plaza.
with his high heel pumps
and
walked down on the top of the speakers. I thought he was going to fall.
Yep. And Motorhead.
He didn't break his heel. He walked better than most girls in heels.
Imagine, you see how big that shoe was?
I know. It's like a 15.
He would it was like a 15 drink.
4E.
He would pour champagne into it and fucking drink
out
of his shoe. Sick bastard, Lux Interior. One of the best front men ever. We saw the Cramps. We saw Motorhead. We saw Cocksparrow.
Yes.
At Warsaw.
Cocksparrow.
They're fucking good.
The Cult. We saw the Cult. I think at Terminal 6.
No. Was it No, we saw Public Image.
At
Terminal
Hill.
5. Yeah, that was a good show.
And Iggy Pop. Were you at the Iggy Pop show when he played there?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe at that one. Yeah, we've been to a lot of shows over the years. So after the 2011 album came out, Devil's Reign, there would start to be talk about the band getting back together, but it would take a few years. 2016, the original lineup of Doyle, Jerry, and Danzig played a few shows. They started with the Riot Fest in Chicago and in Denver. They had Dave Lombardo of Slayer on drums, and this is when they brought AC Slade into the band as a backing guitar player. And AC Slade played tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Dave Lombardo play tonight?
You know, who was on drums tonight?
I think it was
He said Dave Lombardo.
Did he say Dave Lombardo?
So it must be him.
Yeah, it was
I was
him.
so far away.
I thought Slayer was actually on tour at this point. So
but Dave Lombardo hasn't been with them.
He hasn't been with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure. And everything led up to tonight, which was a fantastic fucking show. Opening bands were good, except for Rancid. But
living up to their name.
Living up to the name, they were Rancid.
They were Rancid.
We're gonna shit on Rancid right now, right?
Yeah, they were Rancid. They were fucking
stunk,
shit.
right? Yeah.
It stunk. It was terrible. Even drinking free beer was brutal getting through those.
Yeah, it's true. I was sitting there drinking free beer and it was miserable.
It was brutal.
miserable.
They were brutal.
I went and took a big shit when they were playing.
Well, yeah, I took a piss. That was definitely a bathroom break. Definitely a bathroom
That's
break.
what he
It
said.
cleared me up. I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, Rancid.
Yeah, Rancid.
Oh, yeah.
Let me stay in here
Oh,
and
my God.
wipe a little extra so I don't have to listen to this.
They were terrible,
Yeah.
man. You know,
Yeah.
like the Damned were really fucking good. They came
Damn,
out there, they were
fantastic.
singing.
They
were
came out. They
fantastic.
did fucking Love Song, Smash It Up. What's the other one? I Just Can't Be Happy Today. Then they did Neat Neat Neat. They did fucking New Rose. That was fantastic. What do you got? Big Fly?
Fly.
There's a giant fly in here. It's like
Kill that
just fucking big.
Kill that motherfucker.
But when the Misfits came on, what's the first song they did? Do you remember? Death Comes Ripping.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Whoa, Death Comes
Ripping.
Ripping. You know?
You put that so that you put that on Facebook.
I put that
right
on
away.
Facebook right away just when they came out. Everybody check out my page.
I play that song when I fart.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Death Comes Ripping.
Like,
You're an asshole.
dude, but why was Ransom so bad?
Because they just suck.
They always were
they've
bad.
sucked the last 27 years.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah, they were like, I wasn't
You
even
know,
into it.
what was funny is when they came out, I remember being like, look at these guys. Okay, like they just supposed to, they looked like,
Well, remember
They-
the one album he has like a mohawk?
Mohawk.
He's ripping off the Minor Threat album.
Right, the whole-
He's
right.
Like holding his
And-
head.
and I was-
I'm like, come on.
It's
Does
been
nobody
done.
remember this? Am I
it's
the
been
only
it
one?
was done 10 years earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, and I always thought they were trying to rip off GBH in a way too. With that
Yes.
whole look.
Yeah.
I love GBH. We should do a fucking show on GBH. I just bought. Well, I got actually a friend of mine got it for me for my birthday, my 50th birthday. It's a book about GBH. It's called City Babies. Okay, I gotta read it. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
But
City
once
Baby.
I read it, we'll do a show on it because the GBH is a sick fucking band.
Yeah.
Yep, Great Britain Hooligans.
The Great Britain Hooligans.
Yep. So
I thought it was Grievous Bodily Harm.
that too. That too.
Oh, okay.
Grievous bodily harm. That's another one. They had a
That's
couple
like
of
their
different.
version of aggravated assault
Right.
or whatever in England.
You know what's funny? This is actually the first episode filmed in the bunker.
The Rockshow in the bunker, yeah.
The bunker. We're in a hidden location. 0 miles. Just like the Watchmen.
We look like we're in a U-boat with that ship on.
4 meters.
Das Boot. Das Boot.
Boots.
Das Boot.
But this is the countdown to the Watchmen.
Watchmen, yeah.
Tomorrow,
I
the
heard that's going to
Watchmen.
be good. I heard that's good.
Start tomorrow.
November 15th, Man in the High Castle comes back.
Oh yeah, I
on
can't wait to
Amazon
see
Prime.
that either. Can't wait to
Final
see that
season.
Either. Final season. Because
Yep.
they already went beyond the book.
Oh yeah. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to wrap it
How
up.
they're going to end it.
World's going to end.
Did you see the thing for Jojo Rabbit? That looks pretty funny.
Oh my God!
Wait, is that what Hitler like?
Yeah,
like,
it's
like,
like it's
Hitler,
a little
Hitler's the
kid.
imaginary
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
It's
I
imaginary
saw that and I
friend.
went, "What the fuck?" It's like a little kid's imaginary friend is Hitler. Hello.
Yeah, you know,
And he was on fucking Jimmy Kimmel the other night, right? That guy, I don't know his name. The guy who's
Yeah.
playing Hitler and he wrote the movie
he
and
was
directed it.
he was in the movie Thor. He directed Thor. He was even a character.
Now, I'm watching this the other night because I couldn't sleep. I never fucking watched Jimmy Kimmel, but I just having a problem sleeping.
I'm actually going to Jimmy Kimmel Live on Monday.
I remember, yeah.
I can shit on him there.
Yeah, and he had this guy on, and I'm watching this, and they're showing what it is, and I'm thinking, you know, if this was anybody else, they would make a fucking stink about this,
Oh, yeah,
and it would be
totally. Yeah,
offensive. But because what, this guy's like, you know, on their side politically or whatever, that they don't say nothing. I was like, you know, I went like, how is he getting away with making this movie?
Well, it looks funny.
I mean, it actually does
It
look
kind of
funny.
reminds me like when Mel Brooks did the producers.
Yeah, but people can't do the
But
producers.
it actually
You can't do
won.
that.
It actually won something. Won an award. Because it says that it says it's a very interesting movie. I gotta give a shout out to Zach and the Banana Show sending us love right there.
Zach's watching. All right, man.
After breaking up a bar fight and closing the bar now, I don't know which.
What happened?
He said he broke up a bar fight,
Oh,
and I
man.
was watching. That's why he closed the bar.
Okay. Hope
So
everything
say
was
him
all
love,
right.
Yeah.
Hope you're all right.
But then, I can't wait to see that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit. It
That's
is
funny,
fantastic.
and I want to see the Joker because it's pissing everyone off.
I want to go see the Joker in the next couple of days.
The Joker is good. I heard only good stuff. Even Scotty the Clown said it was very good.
Yeah, Scotty the Clown liked it.
It was very good. So
they say it's going to cause
speaking-
mass shootings and all this shit.
Speaking
So they got
of-
all these cops. Fucking, it's a fucking goddamn movie.
Speaking of Scotty the Clown, me and you have a new show.
Yeah.
Okay, it's called Rocker Mike and Rob Presents. Is it going to be Rob or Rob Rossi? What are we using?
Rob.
Rocker Mike and Rob Presents. It's not going to be a regular show. We might do it once or twice a month. We're going to interview people. We're going to talk about anything, different things. So it's not going to be a rock show. It's not going to be a conspiracy show. It's just going to be like, we'll talk about whatever. And we're going to have guests.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about shit. And coming up on the 30th, the night before Halloween, we got Scott the Clown. He's going to come back on. He was on a couple, 2 months ago when he did the Nefarious show at the Hard Swallow.
Yeah.
We had him on. He was in full makeup. I wonder if he'll be in makeup for our show again.
Clown
Con. We're going to talk about horror movies on that show. And one that we're definitely talking about is Freaks. The other one we haven't decided yet. So stay tuned for information on that. We'll spend an hour talking about 2 different movies. One will be Freaks.
I think one should be Frink and the other one should be the Grinch that stole Christmas. That was a horror movie.
I was thinking there's a movie
Lot.
there's a movie called Mad Love that Peter Lorre was in from the 1930s. It's really sick. Yes.
Peter Lorre.
Yes, and then we might do that one too, but we'll see.
Yeah,
So that's all I got for you today, Rob.
I don't know. That was a pretty good song of the day. Album.
Oh God.
You got your wish at the show. He said they should only be playing Ramones songs, and pretty much almost every song they played before the.
They did. They did the right thing. They played the
and they
Ramones.
even did Pet Sematary
Even
twice.
Pet Sematary.
I heard that one.
Chainsaw, Judy and the Punk, a lot off the first album they did. I heard Sedated 20 times, so I didn't need to hear that. I don't think they played it. If I could pick a Misfits album, I would say it's the 12 Hits from Hell. It's hard to find it. Check it out on YouTube. They got the whole album on there. You can listen to it. These are like alternate versions, and it was, when Bobby Steele was on guitar, so you should check it out. The Song of the Day, or Song of the Week, whatever you want to call it. I have to just say it's what I saw at the Garden tonight. Okay, they actually did Skulls off of Walk Among Us, and there was 20,000 people singing "Hack the heads off little girls and put it on my wall." Okay, the lyrics, and also when they did "Mommy, Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight," everybody was singing that.
Yeah.
What, "Mommy, Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight"? I mean, their lyrics are fucking sick. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the Ramones make great lyrics, and the Misfits make fucking great lyrics.
Yeah, the one about the
They're
mom
so
getting
demented.
the mom
Yeah,
getting the
right. I got something to say. I killed your baby today. It doesn't matter much to me. It's like, I raped your mother today as long as she's spread. It's like...
it was fucking brutal. Some of those, it was so good.
Yeah,
and of course, "Mommy, Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight?"
Mommy. Anyway. So next week, we got a special show lined up for the Rock Show. We're going to do a show on Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll get into Ozzy's early solo career with Randy Rhoads. We got a special guest coming on to talk about that. And where can we find you, Rob?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
Opium Dens.
Opium Den. And what's a wilder local Korean massage parlor?
Yeah,
which are very good.
Happy ending place down the street. That's where he goes.
That's pretty much what you can find.
Yeah.
Hey, George, where can people find you?
You don't want to know.
Jail.
I just pop out.
The local precinct.
He might have been the guy that found the guy in the tunnel. Like the Swamp Thing.
Oh my God. Wow.
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Adrian Barbeau. Yowzers. If you're looking for me, I'm Rocker Mike. You can find me on Instagram, Rocker Mike 212. If you want to tweet me, I'm on Twitter, RockerMike3, and I'm on Facebook, very active there as long as I'm not in Facebook jail. And the name is Michael Baker, B-A-K-E-R.
16 violations.
16 violations. Did I send you that? That's 16 violations.
You were like, I don't know what I did wrong. It says 16 violations.
16 violations. Yeah, what the hell do you do?
How
That's
I'm still on
fucking-
Facebook, I
that's
don't know.
fucking funny. You don't have to wow. They make you send the license and all.
Yeah, that hasn't happened to me yet.
Yeah,
I heard that you got to.
copy your
Yeah,
license. Make sure because they don't want you to put your name out
you got to
there.
make sure you're you.
Fuck them.
So,
Fuck Zuckerberg.
fuck Zuckerberg.
Mail him a pile of shit.
In a box. Great show tonight.
Great
people.
show.
Zuckerberg.
This is the lumped up late night edition of the Rock Show.
This is not the Robin Rose show or
No.
the Midnight Blue show.
It's not Channel J either.
But damn, I missed those shows.
I do. I miss them too. They were good.
Robin Byrne, Bang Your Box.
This reminds me like of American Horror Story Apocalypse.
Yeah.
When they're in that place.
The
Oh yeah, they're in the
And
back.
they're hearing all those songs from the 70s.
Yeah, she's making them listen to that shit. I know, it's great. I got to get back to Queens. I'm wearing my hat so I forget. Don't forget where I live. I gotta
It's an
stumble.
house, I'm saying
I
no.
gotta stumble to the F train so everybody knows I'm going to Queens.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
people, remember,
Don't get drunk, get lumped up.
Lumped up. Remember, open these up so the
This
fish
is
don't
very
get
this is
caught.
very bad for the animals. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, we gotta cut that up.
You were drinking like the Oscar Madison style, like this. All right. Love you, people.
Have a good one.